What's happening, everybody? Trey here, joined as always by my dad, Sean. And today, reactions to the classics. We're continuing our series of ranking the tracks for each Beatles record from worst to best. And today, we're up to Help. I know both of us think this is a pretty great album that maybe is a bit underrated.
Yeah, I think on retrospective listening, if you knew the channel, we ran through the entire discography starting about 2 years ago. So we know a lot of Beatles stuff, right? We've kind of gone through. And so it's interesting to go back and be able to revisit these albums and listen to them. And yeah, I'm like, dang, man, Help is absolutely fantastic. I gave it a high rating initially, but I definitely respect it more even now. So if you're new, we've been doing this every 2 weeks. If you're joining us on the live premiere, we do live premieres on YouTube on Thursday nights, followed by a live Q&A on YouTube. Then we head over to Twitch for a listening party. So check out all those links below.
This is just our opinion, man.
That's right.
We're going from, there were 14 tracks here.
Yep.
Worst to best. For me, it was pretty easy to know what I was going to put at the very end here as the worst track.
Yeah, me too. And as we get into it, Trey, this is released in August of '65. Now, we'll just clear it up if you're new here. All UK versions is what we do. UK version of the album, 7 songs on the A side are what's in the movie. The other 7 are other songs. In the US, 7 songs in the movie and some instrumental stuff. It was the true soundtrack. So there is 2 covers on this, and then those are going to go away for quite a long time. And Lennon and McCartney took over more keyboard work and pushed George Martin to the side for the most part. So yes, Trey, as we get into this, my 14 was very easy as well. Do you want me to give mine?
Go for it.
Dizzy Miss Lizzie by Mr. Lennon. This song, while I think they might have been trying to capture a little twist and shout, the last song on Please Please Me, the debut album, I feel John's enthusiasm is kind of manufactured. We get little throwouts, little things.
I can see it.
He has some vocal power, of course, so I enjoy that part of it. But this is one of those covers, and it just doesn't do it for me. It just doesn't seem genuine, and I cannot believe that they put it last.
See, that's the biggest thing I was going to highlight. Usually, Beatles records are well sequenced in the track
listing. They are. It's a very important thing to George Martin. He's talked about it a lot.
But why Yesterday didn't end the record and this did? Oh, man. It's a head scratcher. One of the biggest ones for sure in regards to just sequencing. And that high-pitched guitar is a bit incessant and annoying as well. So this was a pretty easy number 14 for me. And number 13 was quite easy for me as well, going to my boy Ringo with Act Naturally. Unlike Honey Don't, this is a bit of a Ringo hit with his best vocal up to this point, and catchier than you'd think double track guitar lead by George, but still nothing to get it above kind of the bottom of the barrel on this album.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think it would have placed a lot higher for me on With the Beatles or Beatles for Sale if it was on there. Another one of those covers. I won't do another cover until the Get Back, Let It Be sessions in '69. Here's the thing, when we were just talking about a Trace sequencing, I can't believe this starts off the B-side.
Yeah, another head scratcher.
You know, if those of you who remember the album era, whatever you started an album with was important, and whatever the B-side, because those are the easiest things to go back to and replay it. And we're going with Act Naturally. But so we have the first 2 tracks the same, which is good because this always gets a little bit confusing. So my number 12, Trey, is going to be You Like Me Too Much from Harrison. Now, he did write this. First time he's written something in quite some time. The last time he had written something was Don't Bother Me on With the Beatles back in '63. We got Lennon on the electric piano here. I think the drumming's the highlight for me here. I think Ringo's drumming is great, but and the harmonies come in and help George out on this, but it's okay. It's not horrible by any means. It's just, something's got to be 12 on a loaded album like this.
Yeah, you got it at 12. I'll touch on it because I have it at 11.
Okay.
I did like Lennon stepping onto the piano there. Gave it a bit of texture. And besides that, I don't really have much more to say. It's a solid George tune.
Yeah.
Nothing that's going to knock your socks off, but it's not awful either. My number 12 is going to be the first McCartney tune up in here. We have Another Girl. Again, a track that's kind of there, very upbeat rocker here, but it's just dwarfed by the other McCartney tunes, which obviously we'll touch on later.
So you got it at 12, Trey. I'll go ahead and touch on it just so it doesn't get confusing. I got it at 9. I mean, a lot of these you can kind of intermix a little bit. I got it at 9. I think Paul's vocals are really nice. I like that it starts right away. The Beatles use this a lot, where the song just starts right away with the vocals.
Get that energy boost.
Get that energy going. I thought the harmonies were nice. It would have fit on either one of the first 2 albums pretty nicely. So it's nothing that I'm, just in love with. My number 11 is the other Harrison tune, I Need You. I think it's his best songwriting. I think it's his best vocal performance on a Beatles album up to this point. So I don't have anything against it at all. I think it's really good. It's just not anywhere past 11 for me. And I love George, so just because I have him at 11 and 12, don't come after me, George. 11.
Yeah, and my 11 was also, the George too.
Right.
You Like Me Too Much. I'll touch on it now. I Need You, because I had it at 8. So again, a couple spots higher. Again, I think one of his finest efforts up to this point, with just the right amount of cowbell. I think it's got that mellow nature that's quite accessible. I think a lot of people will enjoy it, no matter kind of what your musical taste is.
I agree.
You have the classical guitar as well as the 12-string. So instrumentally, it got the bump over You Like Me Too Much for that reason, man. So that's why I had it at 8, and I guess we're at 10 now.
We're at 10 now.
Well, we're going with It's Only Love by Mr. Lennon here. Here we actually highlight, we talk about McCartney's great sense of melody a lot of the time.
Right.
Here I think this is one of John's sweeter melodies. The reason this one's kind of held back, I think it's some of the weaker, more basic lyrics that John has in this realm, especially when you look at his work on Beatles for Sale.
Right.
This was a bit weaker for me, so it held it back from getting into those single digits.
Well, I'll go ahead and cover on that song, guys. I know it's a little, have fun following along at home. I got that song at number 8. Basically, John's vocals, he sounds fantastic on this. I like the last note. He holds that last note. I actually think the songwriting is fine. I don't mind it at all. My number 10, The Night Before by McCartney. Lennon plays that electric piano throughout the song. Verses have that call and response, and McCartney's lead vocals alternates with Lennon and Harrison's harmonies. The thing on this is I'm not sure what I think of the instrumentation on this song, and that's what knocked it down. Still a great tune, but as we said, this album's loaded. What do you got?
Well, now for my number 9, same thing. I have The Night Before up here, man.
So that's your 9, okay.
And I think it's a catchy tune. Again, aided by the harmony in here. I actually like the electric piano that we have going yet again. I don't have too much more to say. I thought, Paul brings yet again that good youthful energy that makes you just kind of want to, get up and groove, I guess.
And I think we can fast forward now a little bit, guys, because my 9, as I said, was Another Girl, and my 8 is It's Only Love, which you've already covered.
That's right. My 8 was I Need You. So yeah, we're zooming on through this. So my number 7 here is Tell Me What You See. And this is just such an instrumentally rich track.
It is.
You have everything from the claves to the tambourine. Again, that piano goes in quite a bit.
It does.
Here, and I just think the textures in this elevated from the previous tunes that we've already touched upon.
So that's your 7. It's my 6th. So I'll just echo what you said. I think it's really good. I remember when we did our Beatles Top 100 Songs, which you can check out after this video if you haven't yet. I fought very hard for the song. I don't know if you remember that.
Well, Paul kills it, man.
I was very high on the song, and yet it only ranks number 6 on this album, but I was fighting for it. My number 7 is You're Gonna Lose That Girl.
Well, that's my number 6. So
okay.
We're just flip-flopping.
And you could move these around. Lennon's nice. The harmonies are great. It's a fantastic performance. He's warning You're Gonna Lose That Girl. Ringo plays the bongos here. So, a little Latin American percussion, kind of showing you what's coming down the line with instrumentation, experimentation.
Well, I really enjoyed this tune, and it's elevated for me because that charisma from Lennon, I think that, kind of brashness and cockiness really comes forward in this, where you just feel like he believes every word he's saying in here. So I really just dig this tune and his just smooth vocal, and then the backings. Yeah, you're gonna lose that girl. It's just yet again has a lot of tunes that are just quite catchy on this album.
I agree.
So,
I agree. They're really getting that down. And we're to the top 5 now?
I believe so. Yes, we are.
And now we talked, and we don't usually talk about our rankings, but we did talk about this, not necessarily what we rank stuff, but for both of us, it's funny because there was a clear top 5, and we both had the same exact thing. Not in the same order, I have a feeling, but we had the same 5 songs. This was the first rock album to be nominated for a Grammy for Album of the Year. And if you only had these 5 songs and a bunch of throwaways, it would still deserve to be in that category.
High highs, man.
High, and wow. So 5 for me is going to be one of probably, there's 2 songs on this album that are 2 of the 5 songs I revisit of the Beatles the most. And this is one of them, even though I realize it's not a top 2 song here. But you've got to hide your love away with Lennon.
Dude, that's my number 5.
Guitar work on there, subtle yet nice. It's just John's performance, man. And as far as what it's about, John has said it was part of his Dylan period. You know, it could have been about the fact that he had to keep his marriage to Cynthia a secret. It could have been about the fact that, you know, their manager, Brian Epstein, was a homosexual, and at that time that was not going to be brought out. It could be about that. It could just be random. I know that instead of the Dylan and Lennon harmonic in here, we actually have a flute, and maybe all that stuff just works to just make this song something special when you listen to it.
No, between the gorgeous acoustic guitar and then the strong lyricism by John here, it's just an absolute hit, and again, just has a pleasant atmosphere to it.
It does, man.
Timeless quality, I guess you could say, about it. And so, yeah, this was an easy top 5 tune for me. My number 4 is going to be one I know you're really high on, and one we actually got to see the man himself perform a couple years back in concert. We have I've Just Seen a Face by Mr. Paul McCartney here. And this, kind of leans into that almost country folk-esque combo here, and it's just so propulsive.
It is,
and I think that it is able to stand out by that. And I love the way like the lyricism just picks up. Whenever he ends one line, it just boom goes right into the next and feeds off of each other. I think the songwriting here is just phenomenal, and again the guitar playing is just it kind of at another level than what we've had in the previous Beatles albums.
And this is the first Beatles all acoustic. It lacks a bass. It's all acoustic. Paul is just fantastic on this. There's something about this song. I have it at number 3, but I'll go ahead and cover it here. For me, and this is a crazy statement, but for me, this is my all-time favorite Beatles song.
Is it really?
It is. I don't know why. I don't think it's their best song. It's just like if you told me you can only listen to one song, it'd be this. I don't know why. There's just something about it. I absolutely love it. It pained me that I had to put it at number 3. What pains me even more is my number 4. That I had to put this song at number 4 seems mind-blowing to me and just tells you the quality of this album. I got Ticket to Ride at number 4, and I'm like, how can this song be number 4? But it is because...
Shows you the strength at the top, because I have it at 3, so yet again, we're just kind of flip-flopping here.
They just sound great. It's in the Rolling Stone top 500 songs of all time. I mean, it's a fantastic song, and I'm not going to go into what the subject matter is. There's a couple different things out there.
You can watch our review for that.
Yeah, you can watch our review for that, but man, it's one of the greatest Beatles songs ever, and it clocks in at 4 on this album.
And I have it at 3. I think the double track John vocal is just so gorgeous, and it's paired with the sonic exploration that shifts tempos just so seamlessly. George on 12 string laying down some sensational licks over those mature John lyrics. It stands, I think, is one of their best tunes, as you said, Dad. So that's why it's in my top 3, and that leaves us. We obviously have the same top 2 songs, but what order?
This one was tough, and I really went back and forth. For a little while I had I'd Just Seen a Face at number 2, but then I realized it's my own personal bias, so it had to sit in at number 3. Trey, my number 2 is going to be Yesterday. Obviously this song is iconic, been covered over 2,200 times. BBC voted it the song of the century. It's unbelievable. It's a Paul solo track. It almost got released. They wanted to release it as a Paul solo track. The Beatles would have none of it. It's just an iconic song that even if you don't know any Beatles, almost everyone knows this song. I love it. It's just so beautiful. And it suffers, it's a lot of Beatles songs, but this is one of the big ones that suffers from just being played so much that people go, man, I don't want to hear it again. But when you do that, you don't realize, you got to step back and go, man, this thing is unreal.
Well, I think it was the 3rd most played song on radio in the 20th century. And so, I mean, it's been, as you said, it's been like just so revered, covered by almost more people than any other popular song in the 20th century. And just this is what people point to when they, again, point to Paul's ear for melody, one of the engaging and just lovely melodies that any song has, not just a Beatles track, but just in general. It's interesting because John wasn't like a huge fan of this tune. I know Bob Dylan wasn't like a huge fan of this song either.
John said some of the nature, he just couldn't stop going on about it. You thought he was Beethoven or Bach or something. That was John's comment on this, but it's a fantastic tune.
But it is so great, man. I have it in the 1 spot, actually. I
killed the suspense, man.
I had to put it at the top.
I can see it.
It's just one of one of the best songs ever. I think whenever
I agree.
you just step back and look at it, and there's a reason it's just so revered.
I mean, a lot of people have it as their number one song, period, of the Beatles.
Yeah, exactly, man. And so obviously my number 2 then is going to be the title track, Help. Here, one of Lennon's best. Again, we start off the record like this, which shows how
it starts in with just the vocals again.
The pain in John's voice is palpable, and it's matched with lyrics that remain both catchy and a cry for help. And I think you add that with one of George's best lead guitar portions up to this point, man, you got just a bona fide hit that I'm always down to listen to.
Yeah, John actually said about this song in particular, he said the pressure of being in the Beatles and everything they were facing was beyond comprehension. And then in 1970, right after they broke up, he said he thought this song and Strawberry Fields Forever were his 2 best, most honest written songs. I thought Strawberry Fields was an interesting one, but I know it harkens back to his childhood. I'm with you. I mean, John is at peak form as he is in these first 5 albums in general. The harmonies are fantastic. So I had Help at number 1, but you could flip-flop them. I get it. I know a lot of people come after me. I can't believe yesterday wasn't number 1. I mean, you're talking about unbelievable quality. And these top 4 songs, for me, really the top 5.
Yeah. Oh, definitely, man. And I think just revisited in this just showed how we do have some of those. You don't hear "I've just seen a face" or "You're gonna lose that girl" brought up when discussing some of the best Beatles tunes, man. But that does it for our list. This was yet again a tough exercise, and one that I encourage all of you to try to tackle. And of course, let us know your list down below.
I do too. And Trey, in retrospect reviews, I gave this a 9.25 on original listen, and I was pretty spot on that. I think I might even go 9.5 on 9.25 to 9.5, but I appreciated it at a different level when we were first going through these Beatles albums. Like, oh my goodness, this is fantastic. And next up in 2 weeks, if you're watching this live, is Rubber Soul. However, we did something we haven't been doing. We listened to both of them and ranked them both. We're about to record Rubber Soul right after this one, and I learned something about Help and Rubber Soul. Beforehand, I had Rubber Soul up here and Help right below it. That might change. You're just going to have to tune in and find out. But it was interesting going through both of them. But we always appreciate you guys tuning in. As Trey said, let us know what you think below. Go check out the playlist of Beatles. We got everything you can imagine. There are tons of solo efforts, all kinds of rankings, Trey. But that's going to do it for today.
That's right, man. And until next time, we will see you.